Boston, 1919. World War I had just ended. The Spanish flu was raking up a respectable KD ratio, and a 25-foot wave of industrial syrup flooded the streets of Boston, killing dozens and injuring many more. What a time to be alive, eh? And of the three aforementioned disasters, this was definitely the most preventable. The entire disaster was caused by corporate laziness, physics, and probably one guy saying, "Meh, that should hold no problem." Now, back then, molasses was kind of a big deal. People used it for bacon, rum production, alcohol manufacturing, and generally making food look like something between delicious chocolate and putrid excrement. So naturally, one company decided to store over 2 million gallons of the stuff in a giant steel tank in the middle of Boston. Zoning laws were just more of a suggestion back then. Now, here's the first warning sign. The tank leaked. Constantly. And I don't mean little tiny drips. I mean local kids would literally collect molasses from the sides of the tank in cups. Workers complained constantly. The thing groaned and creaked like a haunted washing machine. But instead of fixing it properly, the company painted the tank brown. Yep, painted it. To hide the leaks. It's the engineering equivalent of spraying some Gucci Flora on a 6-month-old corpse. Moving on. On January 15, 1919, Boston suddenly got warmer. And this mattered because cold molasses is thick and slow, like Luke Shaw. Warm molasses, however, is slightly more motivated. At around lunchtime, the giant tank decided it had enough of those thieving kids and went boom. The entire thing just exploded. Witnesses said it sounded like gunfire. And suddenly, a massive wave of molasses came flying through the streets at around 56 kilometers per hour. Or 35 miles per hour for my friends using Freedom Unit. Imagine being in Boston when this went down. You're just walking around, maybe buying stale bread, maybe dying because it's 1919. Then suddenly a giant wall of syrup comes gushing through the streets. The wave destroyed buildings, flipped wagons, crushed horses, and knocked over train supports. People got trapped in molasses and couldn't escape, which sounds ridiculous until you remember that molasses is incredibly dense. It's basically edible cement. Rescue crews had an absolute nightmare trying to help people, because every step they took, they sank deeper into syrup. Police, firefighters, and random civilians all rushed to help, and then immediately discovered, oh right, this ain't gonna happen. The harbour turned brown, the streets turned brown, everything turned brown. The clean-up operation took weeks, and, depending on who you ask, the city smelled like molasses for years afterward. Ah yes, welcome to Boston, sir. What's that smell? Pungent caramel and structural negligence. Now, unsurprisingly, people were just a little upset about this whole deal. 21 people died, over 100 were injured, and eventually the company got dragged into court. This became one of America's first major corporate negligence cases. The investigation found the tank was horribly designed, the steel was too thin, the rivets were shit, and safety testing was non-existent. And honestly, the craziest part is that this disaster sounds fake. If this happened in a movie, people would complain it was ridiculous. But here's the thing. History is ridiculous. And somewhere out there, there's probably still one Bostonite saying, hey yo, what's that smell? So next time you hear someone say, don't worry, it's probably safe, remember the giant exploding molasses tank. Because sometimes the worst disasters in history start with some idiot looking at a catastrophic structural flaw and saying, just paint over the cracks.